What's up, cuties? Come see my stand-up comedy hour. I am still on tour. I am going to Providence, Rhode Island, October 5th. Chicopee, Massachusetts, October 6th and 7th. That's 4 shows total. Chicago, Illinois, October 19th. Back to New York City, November 11th. There's more dates in 2024, but if you're in that Midwestern New England area, Boston-ish area, come out. I know it's super random cities, but come out. I'll be there. I would love to see you guys. You can get tickets at fumiabe.com. Enjoy the episode.
You didn't once go to a Korean place. You
And
know
now-
that, right?
And now this is a confrontation.
Now,
This is
almost-
a segment we like to call K-Rage.
do you not eat
Can
Korean
you tell
food?
me the Korean food that is good?
Hey! Welcome to Cash Cuties, a podcast about money, personal finance, and of course, the prison industrial complex. I am Fumi Abe.
And I'm Steffi Bake. If you're listening on your Apple Pod app, please leave us a review, hit follow on Spotify, and sub to our YouTube channels for the video version of this podcast. All the links are available in the episode description below.
Check it out, check it out, check it out. Quick shout out to our Dono Daddies. What is a Dono Daddy? These are people who give us money on Patreon. Patreon is the best way to support this podcast. We're a completely independent show and operation. So if you like the show, please consider going to patreon.com/cashcutiespod and give us your money. And in exchange, you get bonus episodes and behind the scenes content. This week, we had one person who gave us money. Carly, $10. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a lot of money in these days.
It is.
Check it out, check it out.
Appreciate that.
It's been a minute since you and I have sat down, done the pod. We've both been traveling.
Yeah.
So we wanted to, I think our guest is not here yet, but I just wanted to quickly check in with you. How are we doing financially?
Well, it's your girl's birthday this weekend.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Hot stuff, right? And I was thinking about this. I was thinking about gifts.
Mm-hmm. And you love it.
Oh, of course, I
It's your love
love
language.
gifts. It
We
is.
love
It
Oh,
is.
yeah. So does that mean birthdays are like extra fucking awesome for you?
Not necessarily. I actually don't know if I get as many gifts on my birthday than I do just like regularly in life.
Because your regular life is so awesome. People are always giving you shit that there's too much pressure on your birthday. That's so funny.
I feel like but what I wanted to say is this year I decided to kind of budget my gifts for myself, because my mom and I have friends who are like, I'm getting myself this thing or that thing. I've never been someone like that. I've also never been, I'm one of those annoying people that's like, oh, it's like, don't worry. It's not you don't have to do anything for my birthday. You know what I'm talking about? That's like over the top of like, don't pay attention to me.
You do that.
I know, but I'm really trying not to. That's why
Interesting. It's interesting you do that because, again, gifts is your like love language. So you think
I
you'd be
know.
like more open to it.
Yeah,
without
maybe
being-
it's a self-hate thing. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like, okay, but anyways.
So you're budgeting a gift for yourself.
Yeah, I decided to like, I don't know where the number came from. I was like, I'm going to spend somewhere between, tell me if you think this is crazy, $1,500 to $2,000.
$1,500. Oh my! I thought about to say 15,000.
Yeah,
I
your
was like,
face just looked like, holy shit, that's
Christ.
one too many O's. This year, I want to be like my mom and my friends who are like, oh, I get myself this. I like plan a party or a dinner. I've been thinking about if I should do that. And I did it once, like a couple years ago, and it was kind of a disaster. And I went over the top because I wanted it to be perfect. So I got too many things happening at that time.
Well, let me ask you something, because I think that getting yourself like a nice purse or a bag or dress that you like is a little bit different than throwing yourself a party with a $2,000 budget. In your mind, are those two things both a gift for yourself?
Yes.
Oh, really?
It is.
You get the
all
same
of it
kind of
is
excitement from both.
The throwing the party for myself makes me nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared people aren't gonna have a good time. I'm also worried that they're gonna it's like too much about me, right? Well, but obviously it's my birthday, but I love when someone's like plans their birthday, even like a whole event, or like they plan a travel to go somewhere and then they invite their friends. I'm like, wow, that's so like, is that very American? Or like, it's just like fun girl vibes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess if someone else isn't doing it, it feels from my perspective like you're into yourself. But then when my friends do it, I think it's cool, and I'm happy I have someone I can celebrate on their birthday.
I think, in my experience, when you want to throw yourself, I think, hey, if you want to buy yourself something nice, I think that's $1,500. You're an adult, that's totally fine. I think that's great. You know,
I want to tell you
love to know what
want.
items you have in mind.
Yes.
But the party thing, I would be careful with that, because I think you cannot lie to yourself if you're not the kind of person who enjoys like putting on events and having a bunch of people there to see you.
Yeah.
If you're not that kind of person, you're not gonna have fun. I've only ever done that once in my life when I had a goodbye party when I moved to LA from New York, and I had like a goodbye party at a bar, and like I didn't pay anybody any money. I just asked the bar if I could like have a corner of it or whatever, and they're very nice. But I had such an awful time because I'm like literally like I'm moving to LA the next day. My closest friends are there, but I can only talk to each of them for like 20 seconds because everybody just keeps interrupting. Goes, hey, Fumi, hi. And so I'm like, this is not how I wanted to spend my last night here. Like I'd rather just go to dinner with like 2 close friends and have like an in-depth convo with 2 people for like 2 hours. So I would, again, I know it's flashy. It's very LA. We love that, but again, it's your birthday. You should do what makes you happy. And the fact that you're already talking about the anxiety portion of it on this fucking podcast tells me that like you may not want that for you. Like you could have a party, but maybe don't make that your main gift.
You know what? You're right. I think this year is not the year. I already started too late, and I also found out like when I asked some of my closer friends if they'd be free, they'd be like,
fucking in 2 days. What are you fucking talking about right now?
They have their birthdays. Like there's so many people with their birthdays this weekend. Yeah. They're like, oh, I'm going to this other. I'm like, fuck. Okay. Well, then it gives me an excuse to not do it.
Yeah.
But yes, I am someone who likes intimate, like friendship, like hangouts anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So a big party, but I am really good. I am kind of a social butterfly, like when I'm invited to events.
Yes, that's different though.
That's different.
Going to being good at going to parties is different than being the center of attention at a party. Very different vibes. it's a lot of responsibility. So let me ask you something. So like maybe the party not this year in terms of material things, like what's on your mind? What's your like Amazon wish list?
Okay, so it's not actually all material, it's also experiences.
Okay.
So I've always wanted to travel somewhere to go to a concert, and I've never, unless there's a ticket or someone's got a ticket, like then I'll go, but I haven't like ever bought my own ticket and then like planned a flight somewhere. So I'm thinking I'll go see either Beyonce or Doja Cat.
Yeah.
So and
I was about to say Doja Quack.
Doja
Quack. Yep. The new SoundCloud rapper. Yep.
I'm thinking about maybe the one in Vegas.
That would be fun.
And I've also wanted to take my car and drive by myself or with a friend, like just a couple friends, and do like a little road trip. So I was like, maybe that's killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah?
Go with your girlfriends to Vegas, go see a concert, and then just like eat good food.
Right.
Just quality time. I feel like that's so important for birthdays as we get older, because it's like, I don't know if you agree with me, but like at the end of the day, dude, like if you want that new Chanel purse, you can fucking get it tomorrow if you really wanted it, right? And so like I feel like as I get older, like I remember I started feeling this way around 22. Like you know when you're younger and your parents get you like a video game or a bicycle, you're like, this is crazy because like I can't buy a bicycle because I don't. But as you get a job, every year my parents ask me what I have for my birthday. I'm like, I don't have an answer because I'm like, I'll literally just buy whatever I want if I really need it or want it, right? And so it doesn't feel as special because they're like, okay, do you want that camera? And I'm like, I guess, but I could just buy it myself, so it doesn't feel special. But this thing that you're describing of like, oh, going to see Beyonce or Taylor Swift or whoever else in a different city with my girlfriends, no one can buy you that.
You
right?
can't. Well, someone could buy it. Someone else can pay for it.
So they could sponsor it, but those jokes, those moments that you're gonna have, that's like super.
Those jokes. What do you?
Just like fucking around in the car,
I love that. That's what
the jokes,
like,
bro.
You as a comedian, you said
the jokes in the car. when I'm in the car trip with comedians, the jokes in the car. That's my Netflix special, bro.
For the joke.
But it's fun, like fucking around,
funny.
roasting each other. Like I feel like that is truly like, hey, we love to save money on this podcast, but that is priceless. And so
that's your brotherhood of the traveling pants is you just roasting the shit out.
People just being really racist
shit
to
on
me.
each other. That's okay. So that's okay. Can I say price wise though?
Yeah.
Doja Cat's about $250.
That's fine.
That's fine,
that's
right?
Fine.
A flight to Vegas, or actually, if I drive,
take my Prius.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude,
throw in your Prius.
Dude, honestly, you don't even have to fill up.
Wow,
boom, boom.
I would say yes, but I don't want to drive your Prius.
I think the Prius is going to bring down the vibes.
You know that. You know that already.
You know that about
why
me.
Why don't you, offer something that I want? Because it's my birthday.
I'm sorry. I'm offering you. It's basically a round trip for $40. Right? You only have to fill up once. It's $40. That's pretty good. I'm offering you the deal of your life.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
but it doesn't really go with the vibe. I get that.
No, but the other thing is, so that's five. I was thinking like with gas and all that, maybe another $200, and then like a hotel night, right? So that's like a $500 or $600 total.
All under
for
2,000. All under 2,000.
Well, that's so now I need to add up to. I was thinking I'm gonna take a directing class, and that's $800.
in Vegas?
No, here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just adding up to what's gonna. So that's $1,300 total of $1,300.
Okay.
Then I was thinking, I really want this serum called. It's called SkinCeuticals. It's like the holy grail of this ferulic.
Okay.
Like it's supposed to like, and vitamin C. It's supposed to like clear up your skin.
Okay.
And I have been waiting every holiday. I check whether it'll go on discount.
I don't understand. Your skin already looks good. Like, what
Thank
else do you want? What do you think is gonna happen?
You know what it is? It's the marketing. It's the fact that everyone has it. And it's been something that's been hot for many years. It's like I've wanted it, but I'm like $200 fucking dollars
For a small bottle.
Small bottle. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it'll last maybe a couple months or so.
Woo!
But I've wanted it.
Yeah.
And like, what do you do on your birthday? You spoil yourself, right?
And there is something so satisfying about buying something you really fucking want. It's honestly, these days, as I get older, it's nice to just want something, you know? I just feel like I'm living life and I don't want it. I have no desire, you know?
That's how I was feeling until I started really thinking about it.
Until you saw this product and you're like, this is how I feel alive.
I've had it on my list for a while.
I love that.
It's also, me and my mom, my sister started a list on Notes
Yeah.
that's shared. So anytime we want something, we put it on there and there's no
But
pressure.
who buys it though?
Well, that's the thing. No pressure of whether someone wants to buy like the whatever product it is. You know who gave us that was Suchin Pak and her.
Yes.
Was it Kulap or was it Suchin?
I think it was
One of
Suchin
them.
who had
who
she
had
does
that
that with
idea,
her
and I was
kids. Yeah.
And her husband.
Her husband. So
Her
there's like a
husband.
wish list of
Yes.
things.
And but I don't. No one's got anything.
Do you
off.
put your name next to it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
My mom has this like LG closet that also does a dry cleaning. Like you hang your clothes on there.
That's actually
It's
fucking
expensive.
incredible.
It's incredible.
Well, how much is it? We're talking like 10,000. That's gotta be. That's a furniture.
I want to say it's between 1,000 to 2,000.
That's like buying a fridge, right? That's
I know,
a big.
but she really loves that thing.
Yeah.
And she's been talking about it. And she didn't even write it on there. I think she felt so guilty about it. She drew it in notes. She drew the closet.
She used the drawing.
Yes.
Is it a good drawing or is it just like a box?
It's kind of, it's pretty good.
And it says LG on it, so you already
there's
know.
steam coming out to be
That's
like, this is
so-
a dry cleaner.
I love that you're like, yeah, she's ashamed about it. No, she's not. She's literally taking up the whole fucking app, drawing this thing. she's taking art classes to better convey that she wants wants you guys. That's so
Can
funny.
LG please sponsor us? And
the serum sponsor us, please.
oh my god, the skin
for your birthday.
For my birthday.
Okay, maybe if we do like a viral clip right now about this thing, maybe it'll work. What's it called again? What's it called again?
It's SkinCeuticals.
SkinCeuticals.
CE
Okay,
Ferulic.
I'm gonna edit right here. I'm gonna complain about my skin, and then you can roast me, and then be like, you know what you need.
Okay.
Look into the camera and be like, serum, blah 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 blah. What's it called? I'll say it with you.
SkinCeuticals.
Serum SkinCeuticals.
No, it's just
SkinCeuticals.
SkinCeuticals. Wait,
Okay. So I'm gonna complain about my skin, and you're gonna be like, blah 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 blah. You know what you need, and we'll both look into the camera and say, serum SkinCeuticals.
Let me double check. Okay, it's called SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic.
It's too long. Is there a brand?
SkinCeuticals is the brand.
SkinCeuticals. Okay.
And then.
Oh God, I'm just my birthday's coming up in November, and I was looking in the mirror the other day, and I was like, God damn, like I really am getting older. You know, my hair's receding a little bit, my skin. I visually, please stop laughing. I can visually see that like I'm aging, and like I don't know what to do.
You know, they say the soul is what matters, and you're also funny, so that helps. But you know what you really But do you know what you really need?
What?
Is SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic.
We'll be right back with our guests, everybody.
I am super stoked because today's guest is actor, creator, survivor. That's what he said. Please welcome Ryan Alexander Holmes.
Yay!
Hi.
Thanks for coming on the pod, man.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh my God. I gotta say, probably the most handsome guest we've had on this podcast.
I
You know what I'm
know.
saying?
Stop
and
it.
And he smells so good.
I know the smell.
I had to go to the
adds
bathroom and just
it.
collect myself. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I didn't even really.
Is that what you were doing?
I didn't have
over
to
there?
pee. I just had to like breathe. I forgot to breathe when he walked in. This is crazy.
And he's wearing just a plain shirt, but like,
How is he?
come on,
I
man.
know.
Are those muscles just pop?
Are we
What's
objectifying
happening?
him?
We're
We're objectifying.
I'm so we're sorry.
You're gonna get canceled.
Sorry.
I was
Stop.
blushing,
God.
and then it turned into objectification.
It did. It really did. That's not what Cash Kid is about.
No,
that's not
no.
the kind of nosy we are. You know what I'm saying? We don't get to know his finances.
We really just want to know, your money situation.
Yeah. So, you've listened to the pod. You know how we do. How are you doing money wise? What's your money situation?
listening to this podcast like helped me feel a little more seen. Because I don't know, as an actor too, in the glitz and glamour, you're like, you're lured into sort of pretending that you have more than you actually do,
Yes.
right? And I know what it feels like to be super broke as an artist. I'm not super broke anymore. I'm actually in a good place.
Yay.
But there's always the comparison to look upward, right?
Right.
It makes you lose yourself in the comparison. You know?
Dude, bars.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that can make you feel small.
Yes.
Yeah. Even if you look at the numbers in your banking statement, you're like, this is 3 years ago, I would have killed someone to be in this
Yeah.
spot. But now you're like, well, some of my friends I started with are on this
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
100%, 100%.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at. That's
Where like, so you're right now, you're like, I should be good,
Yeah.
but I'm feeling a little,
Yeah.
and not envious, but just sort of not.
Which is
super satisfied.
interesting because we're on strike right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're doing well. I
Yeah,
have
who are your friends? Drew Barrymore? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Who are your friends who are like, they're working right now, but I'm not. My best friends, Drew Barrymore and Bill Maher.
I'm also very frugal, So like,
Yeah.
I'm still in the mindset of being completely decimated and broke. So even when I do get money, I'm like, I'm broke.
Yes.
That's
yes.
so
That's how I'm
Asian.
at.
That's so
Yeah.
Asian.
That's
That's
very
that's
Asian.
us.
Mindset.
Yeah.
Basic mindset.
Yeah. 100%.
Seriously.
Do you have that competitiveness he's talking about? Because I have that a lot in comedy, and it really just robs the joy out of any accomplishment. But I don't know for you,
Yes.
like, because with comedians, like, I have a class of comics I started with, so I'm always comparing myself to like my guys.
I don't know. Oh, of course. Yeah, it's there. But I think I've really trained myself to believe that that's not what I'm in this for.
How old are you, by the way? It goes away with age a little
33.
bit, huh?
33. And I wouldn't say that I'm
He's my
necessarily...
age. What the fuck is this shit?
I wouldn't
What
say
the
that...
fuck is this bullshit? Steffi, what the fuck? You're just booking people like this now?
I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily jealous because I'm really happy for my friends. It's more so just a me thing that I'm comparing myself where I should be. Because I'm still happy for them. We still hang out.
Yeah.
But it's just like, damn, like, what is separating me from them? And nothing.
Sure.
We're both best friends. We both, have the same level of talent.
100%. I want to dig more into that. Earlier we joked that like, oh, it's an Asian thing to always is feel that way. I know you are. I think half of your family is Chinese, right? And another half is it just Black American or is it?
Yeah, African American.
African American. Talk to us more about like what was like that growing up from like a financial lens. Because I know like Asians, we got our own thing financially, whether it's the red envelope or being frugal or like whatever it is. I don't really know what the stereotypes are dumb, but I don't know what like the dominant Black culture is when it comes to money. Is it similar? Were they at odds? Was there friction?
Well, listen. Yes, every Asian thing, I am that. I really am. I was raised in San Gabriel Valley in a Chinese and white community, but and with my Chinese side. My parents are still together, so my mom and dad raised me together. But my dad was raised in the South in poverty. So the frugality comes with that too. And then I have the scarcity mindset from
The
Asian immigrant family. My grandparents were in the war, raised during the war, right? The World War II and the Civil War.
Yeah.
So they have that scarcity mindset. So, and also like when I was younger, my dad, we were very, very rich. And we lost a lot of that money, in bad business deals. That people, things happened with my dad's business. And so I experienced what it was like to be like, have a condo and have a nice house in Ladera when I was like 5. And then moving to San Gabriel Valley and living in a house that was smaller than the other, but it's still a house. And then moving to Rowland Heights and sharing a bedroom with my brother And then towards the end of high school, going to South Pass, and my parents bought a house. So I experienced the whole. I experienced all that. But I think for me, the frugality comes in too. Is like I don't want to let go of the money that I get because I don't know when I'm gonna lose it. Because I've felt that before.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that everything you just described is like, first of all, that's fucking crazy. But also, you're so young that like when you said that's happening from between ages 0 to 18.
Yeah.
You know, when you're like 10 or something, witnessing and experiencing this, like, did you really remember what it was like? Did you really think like, oh, my dad's really fucking up at work right now, or is it more just
no? This is all that's in hindsight. Like the understanding what was going on actually was in hindsight, but going from a big house to a smaller house to a small apartment and then to a house, I felt all that. You know, kids are smarter than we think. We were kids at one point in time, but I remember the emotions of feeling that, especially growing up in San Marino, where like my friends were billionaires.
Okay.
I mean, not my friend. My friend's parents were billionaires.
I'm not familiar with that neighborhood. Is it like, what are people doing?
It's like the Chinese Beverly Hills.
Okay, and they're all like what? Just business people.
Dude, like McMansions. You know McMansions?
I don't know.
Like they're like new money mansions.
Okay, okay.
That's where my friends grew up. I grew up going to my friend's house, playing in his backyard that had a pond, a lawn, a pool, a basketball court, a tennis court, and another house that was the size of my house.
That's great.
So how did that make you feel?
I didn't really think about it. I was just like, but now that I think about it, I'm like, there's a reason why I wanted to go to his house all the time.
By the way, everything you described, that's like the state of Connecticut. You know, a pond, a yacht, whatever the fuck. They just had that in their backyard. That's crazy. Yeah.
So that's where I'm coming from.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, can we ask you a little bit more about like what your parents were doing? Like, what do they do for work and stuff like that?
My dad's a lawyer. My mom was a Chinese correspondent for the Chinese news in LA, and also taught Chinese to like high profile clients. That's how my parents met. And then she's now a VP of an insurance firm. So
these are respectable jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch your parents feel or like argue about money growing up, or like their experience with like the ups and downs?
Yeah, especially when your dad lost all that money. Right?
Yeah.
I they didn't directly talk to me about it, but I could feel the tension. You know what I'm saying? I knew that we were moving. There's always a reason, right? It's like, oh, because this is going to be a better. But now I'm looking back, I'm like, oh, you should have said those things to me. I was a kid.
Yeah.
And you actually were protecting me from feeling insecure or feeling like, because then they told me the truth. You can't really handle that as a kid. And then you take it and then you're telling your friends and then they're judging you, right? I think they understood how a money conversation that I was not ready for would affect me in my future. You know?
Did you hang out with a lot of your dad's side of the family growing up, or was it mostly?
We would go there every year.
Okay.
Like sometimes twice a
And
year.
what was that like? Because you're coming from like a rich ass California neighborhood to your cousins who are black and living in the South maybe still, and like with their judgment.
Yeah.
There wasn't judgment. There was just like kind of wonder.
Okay.
Oh, right. He's from California. Like, it's like, it was, and I'm over here like, oh, but you're from Jacksonville. Tell me about that. Like, that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know, I also didn't grow up with black kids until like later in like, when I was like 13, 14.
Yeah. You're showing up in like the South drinking boba and shit. They don't even know what that is, bro.
They got boba in the South now, though.
No, now they do in
They got boba in the
2023.
South. They got boba in the South. It's nasty, but they got it.
Was there one side of your family that maybe either spends more or is thriftier?
My mom is very. She buys. No one spends outrageous money on anything in my family.
See, it's interesting because your parents are both like technically like minorities in America, which both cultures have like a hey anyone can take away this money at any moment because the government. Yeah. So it's interesting. Like I wondered if it's different for someone who is like maybe mixed Asian or white or like, you know what I mean? Like when one side is like sort of the dominant culture, I wonder if there's like a little bit of that. But with you, it's just more like
has a
extra.
lot to do with it too, right?
Yeah.
I think my dad's a special example because going from poverty and then not having any money and then getting a bunch of money, I feel like, a lot of people that experience that, they weren't raised with money, so they don't know how to manage it.
Yes.
They don't know who to trust.
Yes.
They don't know how to make their money make more money.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily their fault.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Of
a
course.
class thing.
Yeah.
It's a generational
that
thing.
happens to every fucking basketball player, right? They
Yeah.
get signed and they buy like 3 Bugattis and they're like,
Rappers.
yeah. They like with that first album, the
Yeah.
first advance, they don't even know they owe
Yeah.
that money.
And it's
you
in
know?
advance.
Yeah.
They owe the shit back.
but
have
they
to
don't
pay
understand
all
that because it hits their account.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some real shit, man.
It's
That
real
financial
shit, man.
education.
Yeah.
Can we talk a bit about your the money you're making now and how
Yeah.
the different ways you're making money?
So I make money through acting, not now because we're on strike. And I make money through social media.
Mm-hmm.
I also bartend.
We saw that. I live across the on the corner from there, actually. Yo, I am gonna come through.
Yeah.
You know what? Not to get all toxic masculinity vibes, but like I like that bar because I think it's very nice.
Oh yeah.
My friend was visiting from New York. He's like
Yeah.
a sports bro. He does
Yeah.
like Muay Thai and shit. And he's like, "Oh, I'm in WeHo. Do you want to grab a drink?" And I'm like, "Oh, meet me at the." I take him there. He starts roasting me because the vibes. He's like, "Bro, you trying to fuck me right now, dude?" Because like, and I'm like, "What are you talking? This is a nice bar. I'm 33. I want a nice cocktail. You know what I'm saying?" But and I got a little insecure about taking a man.
Is that true about that place?
Where does he go to bars?
I don't like a sports bar. or
Dive
something.
bars
I don't
and stuff?
fucking know. Which I like dive bars too, but like WeHo's like a nicer neighborhood. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't think there was anything wrong with bringing a bro.
There's nothing wrong.
Two
with
bros
being a bro there.
sipping on a little Sazerac. You know what I'm saying?
That never Sazerac, babe.
Yeah.
You're gonna come through now, and we're gonna dispel that.
I had a question about, like sometimes real quick,
Yeah.
at bars, you know how like they give free drinks to people, like whether friends or whatever. Is it coming out of your tab or is it like on the house? Is it actually on the house?
We have a bar comp. Every bartender.
But
has a certain
you do
amount.
have to log it.
Yeah, it has a certain amount that they can do that. with.
What?
And what is that amount?
Yeah,
per
how much
shift?
is it? A lot?
I think it's like 50, 75,
Bucks?
Oh.
which is not a lot.
That's like 2-3
That's
drinks.
not
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
not
at
a lot.
all.
yeah.
So every night you can only give away 3 drinks. That's interesting. I should feel more special.
Yeah, if that happens, are you selective or sometimes like?
Damn right, I'm selective.
Do you
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
your
yeah.
friends to come, or is it just like the people who tip you best? What's happening there?
There are friends who come in just expecting free drinks,
I hate that.
Oh no.
and then they don't tip. 'Cause it's not just me; it's like the other bartenders that are serving them too. It's
Yeah.
like, but that's just the etiquette, and they don't understand that.
Mm.
And that's how you quickly never get invited back again.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, always.
Yeah.
You know,
Tip.
when we were looking at your statements, we were like, "Oh, this guy goes to like a lot," but I didn't realize. I thought it was you were spending money there, but those are your paychecks.
Yeah,
No, we noticed
we
his
saw like
paychecks.
4,000. I'm like, this dude is spending 4K at the bar. I'm like, is he throwing parties every weekend? But
Yeah,
we did the
yeah.
math. You made about this is over however many months, but you made about like a little over 4K in paychecks
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that bar. I know you worked
Yeah.
there part time, and you only spent 145 there, so that's not bad. Because
Yeah,
a lot
no.
of bartenders will,
Really?
who like to drink, they'll just go back to the bar and like spend
I
a lot
don't
of
really
money and
go
shit.
out much.
Yeah.
Do you get a discount at
Yeah.
the bar
Yeah, I mean,
when you?
145 is
Most people do.
amazing.
Most people.
What kind
that
of
work at the bar.
discount is this?
50.
Everything is 50.
Oh,
So if you like want to chill, you'll just go there, I guess.
Oh.
Okay. Have you been to that bar?
No, I've heard of
nice.
it.
Yeah.
I don't drink,
Yeah.
so it's like what?
Well, I would take you there,
We
but
have
apparently
mocktails.
people think I'm
Making
gonna fuck them,
mocktails.
so I'm not gonna do
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get into dating a little bit.
Okay, let's do that.
So what?
Do you know what's on top of here? It says you're a hot guy. That's it. That's all it says on our
that's not even a question.
On our notes. You're a hot guy.
That was a noteworthy
What was
thing.
that for?
no,
What
I
were you gonna- it just said there's no ... You're a hot guy. What is that?
It's a no. Is it not a no?
What do you have to remind yourself?
But you said it.
Yeah, well, I just wanted
But
to
you
make
said
sure.
it as if you're saying it to me. Like you didn't write it and say he's a hot guy.
like we're on a late night show.
Yeah.
So tell me.
So you're a hot guy.
And
What's
there's
the
Oh,
no
setup?
question.
I know, like, you couldn't even finish it. He was like, "That's period. That's on period."
Oh gosh! Stop embarrassing me. So no, one of the things that we noticed is that again, you said you don't go a lot, and
Yeah.
we did notice that you do not really go out a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see how much you spent on alcohol. I really don't think it was that
I didn't like spend anything on
much.
alcohol.
I feel like it was like very.
Do you feel a
controlled.
certain way about alcohol because you probably see so many
Yes.
people that are drunk and like
Yes.
gross?
Yes.
What's your new take on
I just don't drink in excess ever.
Mm.
I
You
also
do
have-
drink, but just you don't go crazy.
There's also like
because of your work? Because you've noticed, like, has that affected how you
necess-
feel about drinking and people?
yes, but already before like my family has a history, not my parents, but like generationally problems with alcohol. So I've always been like, okay, I never want to go. I never want to.
You want to be a bartender.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll be
A
around
part of me was
it.
scared though, because I just wanted to have a part-time job that was flexible, that could let me do acting and social
It's a
media.
great type of job.
But yeah, I was like, oh shit, will this turn into a problem? And it hasn't.
No, it's.
And I
I
don't
mean,
think it will.
Look at the numbers. You only spent $240 on alcohol over 3 months.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. People spend
Yeah.
that night.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's
So-
not much. So what's happening with your dating
Yeah,
life?
that's what I'm saying. So where are you going on dates and stuff?
I don't go to bars. I don't go to dates at bars.
Where do you go on dates?
Go like to the park or something, or hike or.
Wow. Now
Don't
see,
do that.
that's a
A
double-edged sword,
park.
because in New York City,
Yeah.
the joke is that if a man takes you to a park, he broke.
That's fine. If people think I'm broke, that's fine.
I love that.
Okay.
He's secure.
Has it been successful?
Yeah, and also you get closer to the person because you're not relying on alcohol.
Mm.
You're not relying on a place to show them who you're, what you are.
You're not like you're over the fuckboy phase. It sounds like.
Oh yes.
Like you're trying to actually
When
connect
was
with
that?
humans.
Was that a while ago? When did it end?
It probably ended like. I think it was ending towards COVID, and then COVID just killed it completely.
So yeah, it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, COVID.
I
was
think
like,
the problem
Yeah.
with hot guys is that your fuckboy era starts early.
Wait,
Because
hold on.
people want to fuck you early.
Wait, were you always hot, or is this a new thing?
Oh, this is such a complicated question.
Well, you don't have to say it for yourself, but
mean-
people ever since people were like, "Oh, you're so handsome."
Well, there's
Aware
like
of you.
there's like hot, and then there's how you feel about yourself.
Ooh.
So to answer both of
I thought that I was ugly until I was probably 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
Probably when I got
Okay.
to high school, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Girls think I'm attractive? Like I didn't know that.
okay.
I think also because I was a token until I got to high school.
What
I was
does
only
that
a black
mean?
person.
Oh,
like
I
the
see.
only
I see.
one.
And then I was like, oh shit, I'm getting a lot of attention. Also, I was like extremely shy. I still think I'm pretty shy.
Yeah.
Better. I've gone to drama school. I know how to fucking
Yeah.
interact socially. But I was very shy.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people mistook that for like me being standoffish.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know?
It's tough being a hot guy. It's really tough being a hot guy because people.
I feel so bad for you.
I know, because when hot guys
I
are
feel
quiet,
so
like,
bad for
if,
you,
if
Ryan.
hot guys
Oh
are
my
feeling a little
God.
emo, people think you're being a dick, but maybe you're just having a bad day. You know, you don't owe
Yeah.
everybody a smile. You know,
But then it
I don't know what I'm doing. That's not.
but
the
then
notes.
it became
All the
What
notes.
the-
think about bad bitches though. Same thing.
Yeah,
With like women, probably worse. You know what I mean? Because it's more about the
I
exterior.
like
for me.
Did you
Sometimes-
just make eye contact with me because you think I am a bad bitch?
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna take that as yes.
You're a model. What do you mean?
I know.
Why
like,
you need the
it's like how I.
sometimes.
model.
It's just how I
Depending on the
feel.
topic, his black side comes out. You know what I'm saying?
The
Like I
black
feel like
side,
we're just
like-
talking
When
about
he
like.
said bad
Yeah,
bitch,
we're
I was like,
It's the
oh.
same thing for bad bitches. Though. It's like, oh, am I a bad? Am I
a bad bitch? I'm a bad bitch.
Excuse me, pardon me. Am I considered? No.
Okay, love that.
Okay, so what's going
Park
on with
dates.
these dates? So say that a successful date is you go to the park.
Yeah.
You don't obviously you don't have to pay anything.
Maybe a
Then
coffee, yeah.
What's the next date when it's successful?
You take him out for dinner.
Do you take them out or is it split? How do you feel about dating and money?
Yeah.
It's very interesting because look, I don't mind paying. I don't mind splitting. I just don't like the idea of the gender norms and that it has to be this way or that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a turnoff for me, honestly.
Do you find that it's hard to date Asian women because of this? Because I think it's a stereotype.
Yeah.
Because culturally, it's like
Really?
seen as men are the one. I think we grew up seeing that
Yeah.
patriarchal point of view.
Yeah, I guess no.
I think that's like
No.
any race.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
that's the norm. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it a thing with Asian girls? Do they typically expect guys to pay like even today?
I think that's like a thing that people talk
For
about.
me,
Yeah.
it
Interesting.
hasn't been.
Now,
Dating
is it a
Asian women.
turnoff for you when you say the norms? You're talking about if they expect you to pay. That's a turnoff. Like even
It's
though
a
you
huge
have
it's a huge turnoff.
right.
It's a huge turnoff when there's no even like
The gesture.
like I love them reaching and it seeming genuine and being like, nah, it's all good. Like I love that.
Yeah.
When they
That was hot.
don't
That was hot. That
when
was
they
hot.
don't even reach for it, it's just like
I feel.
also
you,
I'm
dude.
just gonna be doing this for the rest of my life if I decide to
Whoa.
No,
That's
let
what it feels like.
No, let me ask you something.
Whoa.
It really does feel that way.
This is something we talk about on the podcast, and a lot of people write in being like, "That kind of thing happened, and he really pissed
It's
me off."
awkward.
But our whole thing is like, well, if you really like the person, is it worth bringing up in conversation?
Yes,
you know, have
just
you ever
have
done
the
something like that where
conversation.
you've liked somebody and you're like, but there's just one thing that they do with money money and you're like, maybe I should talk to them about it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Communication is
Really? You have
absolutely
brought this
important.
up?
But have you talked about this on a date?
Yes.
Ooh.
What happened?
how's it
But
go?
here's the thing. I'm like, if I'm going to spend, if I want this to be a serious relationship, then of course I have to address this.
Right? Of course.
Because I'm just going to start hating you.
But people don't, bro. People don't. And they do that.
And I'm going to be broke. Like, it's the whole thing with acting. You know what I mean? Like, comparing yourself to the higher. Like, why am I trying to pretending that I'm something that I'm not? Why would I pretend that like I'm the guy that likes to do that, or
You can't
feels that I
pretend it.
want
It has to be.
I don't want
right.
to do that. And
No.
also, you know, if I was in a financial place where I could and it really didn't matter, then sure. But that's a conversation too. But also, I want someone who also wants to contribute. It doesn't necessarily have to be financially, but to not even show like an effort and like trying to is a red flag to me.
Now, when you had those conversations in the past, how do they typically go? And are they receptive?
Well, usually I feel like I go on dates with women that I feel like can have the conversation.
Okay.
If they can't have the conversation and they get, or if I feel like they can't have this conversation, then that's a sign to me that I probably shouldn't be dating this person.
I mean, you know, when you bring that up, it's kind of confrontational. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but they may feel a little insecure or embarrassed. Like, have you had people sort of lash out, or are they usually like, "Oh, I'm so sorry.
Of
Like, I didn't realize that's what I was doing."
Of course, I've had people lash out. Of course.
Yeah.
Like, that would be like, well, if you know, then you're not really a man, or and then I'm like, okay, I could choose to let that affect me, or could choose to just treat this as an isolated incident where this person feels that is their reality. And it's like, okay, that's your reality. That's not my reality. I just don't want to ever see you again. And I wish you the best. I wish you do find the person that's for you. But it's just not me. And that's fine. But if you're going to attack me, then that's telling me that I made the right decision and not wanting to speak to you again.
Did that happen on the first date, or is it like someone you've
No.
dated for a bit and then like it becomes a conversation down the line?
Yeah, never on the first date.
Oh, of course, not on the first date. Yeah.
But we had a call. Remember when we had that call in from somebody who was like, they went on a first date and the reach and then the Venmo situation.
Oh yeah, we
You
had
know
a
what I'm talking
caller who was like, so it wasn't as bad what you're describing, but basically he was like, they could have just split it, but he like, he had a discussion about who gets the points
on the credit
on
card.
the credit card,
Oh.
and then that turned her off because
Yeah.
like, oh, now it's like not like
What's wrong with that? That's funny.
She also didn't like his credit card.
It's funny to
She was
us,
like,
but,
she
you know.
didn't think
Oh.
the credit card was even a good credit card. It was
wasn't a good
funny.
credit-
It was
yeah,
funny.
she
It
was
was
upset that he
funny.
didn't have a good credit card, and then he like asked her to Venmo afterward or something like that.
But he
but-
didn't have like the, what is it, Chase Sapphire?
Yes,
Premier
I don't know.
Diamond
I mean, these
status.
are people have really weird relationships with all these things.
Yeah.
But that's man, you've done a lot of work, my guy. You see a therapist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I gotta say,
I feel like you're self-aware.
when you were
Yeah.
having this conversation in my head, I was like, do I know any single girls or bad bitches, as you say, that I could introduce you to? Because I'm like, you're what my friends are missing right now. You know,
They
what I
don't
mean?
need to be bad bitches either, though.
I love this guy.
No, but
wow.
Because I
What
gotta
do they
say,
have to be?
my
Why
friends,
don't you
they're all
say
sevens.
something?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Someone who's independent, sort of.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
You're talking about who I'd want to date?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Why are we making him do this? We've never made
We're
anyone
both
do
getting
this.
really excited. We're both like auntie. We're
both
being
like-
like such Asian
Yeah, we're
aunties
like,
right now.
we're like, we're gonna play hook
I
up
don't
for
know.
We
you.
have 10 nieces that we think you'd
Yeah.
like.
which niece?
Steph and I have nieces.
Which niece?
What the?
No, but when I think of bad bitch, that term is just in my mind has become something that is not something that I necessarily want.
Oh.
Like, I'm a bad bitch, so the man pays for this, and he does this and that. I like that to me is a bad bitch, and I'm like, then I don't want a bad bitch.
Oh.
I want someone who's
Okay,
like
what's
attractive.
your version of bad bitch? Your own definition.
Someone who is independent, is kind. Kindness, I think, is probably at the top. Honestly.
Yes. Amen.
That's growth.
Obviously intelligent. You know what I mean? I used to say comes from a good family, but that's not enough. If you don't need to come from a good family to be a good person. And it's not fair to see someone who's kind and then see their family and be like, oh shit, well, I don't want to be with you. They're crazy. Like, it's not fair.
Yeah. That's a good point you bring up, because I think I feel like I hear that a lot where it's like they must be from a good family. That's such a thing, right? And then as an adult, I really thought about what that meant. And it's really whatever we thought our parents meant by good family. And I used to think, oh, are they talking about education? Like they're all like they, you know, they got to, but like, again, that's like classism. It depends on where you're from.
Yep.
Or is it, are they, you know, are you, and I've met so many people who, or it's like wealth. I feel like when you watch a Korean drama, it's like wealth is good family. But how many times have you seen Parasite and their site? You know what I mean? Like,
right. That's also a psychotic thing to ask for someone is like, well, what I want from you is kindness, but also that in your family generations ago made the right choice. Like, that's crazy to put that on me or
but
you
it's
or
crazy,
anybody.
but that's how most people approach the situation. I think, I don't know.
That's a really, really good
right?
point.
What were your parents, did they say anything like that about like, oh, make sure you date someone from a
No, I mean,
No?
like, I didn't, I don't know how you are with your Chinese side of the family, but like with my Japanese side of the family, like we don't really talk about like romance and who, like, you know, when I first moved here, the biggest culture shock is how open my friends are with their parents about dating.
Wait, moved here from where?
I moved to Ohio from Japan. I moved when I was like 8 years old.
To Japan?
No,
sorry.
no.
I was born in Japan, and when I was
you
8,
came to
I moved
America
to
at 8.
Ohio. Yeah, I came to America.
He's
at 8.
from Ohio.
Yeah, I grew up in Ohio until I was 18.
There are Asians in Ohio?
There are, because there's a Honda factory. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of Japanese people. It's crazy.
It's like Torrance,
crazy.
where there's
kind
like
of
the
it's like
Toyota.
random. Exactly. But I remember like the biggest culture shock is like how open, you know, a lot of the girls and the guys were like open to like talking to their parents about dating. Their mom would be like, "So do you have a girlfriend?" And they're just kind of like talking about their girlfriend, and I'm like, "This is insane." I remember when girls would call my house, I'd pretend like I didn't know them and hang up because I was so embarrassed.
Me
that
too.
My mom would hear me because we had the landlines back then. We didn't have the cell phones.
Yeah, they're listening. They're definitely listening.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like,
They're
I don't want them to
listening
think that
in.
I have any sexual things going on. So like, I would just hang up. And, like,
Same, brother.
yeah, dude. And so wait, why did so like this concept of like my mom being like, I want your spouse to be from a good family. We didn't even get to that mature level.
Really?
Because for a long time I didn't even want to tell them I had a girlfriend, you know. They didn't even know about Maria until I was probably like 27, maybe like.
So they don't care. They never asked you to be like. They didn't care what kind of person you dated at all,
It's not
ever.
that they don't care.
Was there
I
any
think,
conversation about dating?
no.
Wow.
But it's because they know that if they like, I'm very stubborn, and they in the past, like if they piss me off or annoy me, I just get really quiet and I don't talk to them. So they've learned to like not pry about.
You've trained them.
Not trained them, but they've just sort of.
So they don't talk
I've just
to
done that as a kid, as a spoiled kid.
Wow.
I just do that. Like if they annoy me or pry too much, I shut down, and they know that about me, so they stopped asking me. But now that I'm old enough that like. Yes, they've met Maria, and like if we travel, like we sleep in the same room, and I don't think anything about it. But like, you know, middle school, high school, that shit stays with you. That embarrassment, you know.
Yeah.
And then as you grow up, you're like, I don't think I have to feel this way anymore because I'm 25 and I have a job and a retirement plan. You know.
Yeah.
Did your parents have something that they expect from
Criteria?
you? Criteria.
Yeah.
They absolutely.
The
Yeah.
way the nod was like absolutely
Like
fucking.
a nice Chinese girl. Like what was
What
it?
is
Like,
it?
what's
What are these? What are some standards?
They've become very more lax as I've gotten older, because they're just like, can you just find someone?
Well,
Not anyone, but someone.
But your brother has also taken the pressure off because he's married, right? You said at the
he's married and has 2 kids.
right. So like, I feel like that when I talk to anyone, it's always like when someone else has already done it, it's less of an expectation from the other.
A little bit less.
So what are some of these if we can get into?
Harvard.
or already acceptance rate is like 1.2%. Already we're talking about like 70 people.
Harvard
Hilarious.
University, the University of
education,
Harvard.
yes.
Did you go there? Is that why?
No. No.
I thought maybe you.
But you know, like that
I'm
tier,
dead.
right? Already that tier. I went to
Yeah.
Berkeley.
Yeah.
Pushover school.
No, but UC
But-
Berkeley.
Yeah, UC.
But
Berkeley.
that's like the working man's Harvard.
Yeah,
You
right.
guys
Oh my
are
God.
It's like the
I think
people's Harvard.
My
Yeah.
whole thing is like UC Berkeley, UCLA. You are actually smart, and then
Yeah.
like Harvard, NYU, all that shit. It's like sure, there's smart people, but there's a lot of money
of
involved.
legacies.
A lot of legacy, a lot of movers and shakers.
I donated $1 million. Are you gonna let my kid in or not?
100%,
Yeah.
100%. So like when I meet people who go to Berkeley, I'm like, oh, you actually scored a perfect on all your tests and
Yeah.
shit. So I have a lot of respect for public school. You know,
thank you.
Yeah, but okay, Harvard. What else? That's already a high bar.
Yeah, comes from a good family, well-off family. Yeah, but that already is like
That's already
0.01 of the
high.
population.
Especially in LA.
Yeah.
Harvard people don't move here.
Yeah.
They're not here.
Dude, our parents put so much pressure on the type of person, and then when you get older, you're like, but I don't want those things. But
It's also hard to find what you really want because your parents' opinions mean so much to you. So then, but you don't want to be anti their opinions. You want to be pro your own, and then you have to find what that means.
Like a compromise almost.
You have to
Have
find
you-
out what that means.
have you
Right.
found have you dated someone that fits more of their expectation and then introduced them?
I've dated people who fit more their expectation, and I didn't actually like them, and I was trying to force myself to like them. And then I've gone anti theirs, and then I'm like, wait, I don't like this person either, though.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is just
yeah,
like
yeah.
Everything that's anti what my parents wanted. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what do I actually want? Still have to figure that out.
Really?
For myself. Yeah.
Is there like a
Wow.
particular job or like a salary level that they might not be happy with if you brought them home? Like let's say you really like them, but like they are in a punk rock band or something, or like I'm just trying to think
Hey,
of
look, now that I'm an artist,
yeah,
and they accept it. They didn't accept it till I got into grad school at USC for acting.
yeah.
They're like, oh, yes, my son's an actor. He's at USC. He's getting his master's. He's getting his master's in drama. Yes, a master's degree.
You know,
my son.
I feel like with a lot of Asian parents,
Um,
they don't believe it until there's a master's program at a legit university.
Yeah.
So I wish
The
that they would
stamp.
make like a stand-up comedy master's program
Oh my
or
God.
something, like anything. Like
yeah, I don't know what you got. You just
Harvard
have to
could
be
make-
like crazy successful.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
that's what
God.
they'll accept.
because to them it's like they only know Jim Carrey
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
guys. So it's like if you're not Jim Carrey, they don't know you. So
What
it's
did
like,
your parents say to you when you decided to be, like, leave your? Because you worked in finance or
no, I was
consulting?
working in like advertising for a long time.
Yeah, because that was a cushy,
that was a cushy
steady
job.
paycheck.
They were really excited when I was working in advertising.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
when you left that, what did they say to you?
You know, again, it's that thing they know not to like pressure me too much, but they just kept being like, hey, just like make sure you have health insurance, which is
Yeah.
code for like don't quit your job, don't quit
Yeah.
your day job.
Yeah.
But I kind of just, I didn't want to upset them. I don't want to get in fights, so I kind of just did stuff on my own without telling them. And when I did tell them, like, I already had stuff going, so they, like, I think when they really found out is when I moved here for like a TV writing job, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing this for like over a year, and so they're like, oh, okay, so you have like money
Yeah.
coming in. It's a lot of money. Wow, WGA, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so you throw those numbers at them, and they kind of calm down.
They leave you alone for a bit,
a little bit,
And then
but now they're like,
yeah.
but that show's over,
and they
like,
start
what do you-
encroaching again.
Yeah. So it's like you have to keep finding little things to throw at them so that they're
Yeah.
like they kind of leave you alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you have that with your parents.
Yeah. What
or
about your
mom.
parents, Steph?
No, because I think no, actually, no, never. I think they
What?
know. Yeah, because she knows I'm successful in what I do,
Mm-hmm.
and I also have been financially taking care of.
Oh, it's
Them,
helping
so
them.
But,
in
you,
some
see,
ways,
but that's
so-
how you keep them off. If you stop
Yeah.
doing that,
Just
if
throw
you,
some money
Yeah.
at them every once in a
yeah,
while.
that's
Yeah.
But like if you
Hush
stop
money,
paying for
hush
shit,
money.
Yeah.
no, 100%. This is like the fucking what Trump did with Stormy Daniels. Like she's signing an NDA, and you're like, shut up, bitch, shut up, bitch. It's so toxic. How's your acting?
Here,
Yeah, Venmo.
take this money.
Exactly.
We're like grandkids. That's crazy. Okay, we want to move on to this little.
Yeah.
We wanted to move on to this little section where we were looking through your social media, and,
Oh,
that's,
wow.
and again, it's how you make a lot of your money or
Yeah.
some of your money,
Yeah.
and we love that. A lot of your things sort of hinge on this identity thing of like I'm 100% black, 100% Asian. You can't tell me I'm mixed or half or whatever it is.
Yeah.
By the way, recently learned that you're not supposed to say half. Did you know about this?
That's fine.
It's fine.
You're
I'm
not
not
what,
delusional.
Well, a lot of like
You know?
teachers these days say don't say half, like don't say half black, half Asian, because it makes the kids feel like they're
Just- but-
50%.
What makes me feel inferior is when you say, "Oh, you're half black and half Chinese." You're only half Chinese. I'm okay
Who
if
the
you,
fuck says that?
but I'm okay.
Really?
Yeah, there's people, believe me, that they say it to me, but especially online when they don't have to fucking face me, obviously. But I don't care if someone says I'm half or says you're half. Like that's fine. It's the intention.
It's intention.
And the animosity sometimes. That comes behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
that's
So
your whole
what's the
thing.
best way to you just 100%?
Just say whatever you think is right.
Yeah,
just
just
don't
don't
have
hate on
any
him.
sort of malice behind it. I
Of
don't
course.
care. Yeah.
So we were like, okay, that's funny. You're like, your whole thing is like, I'm 100% black, 100% Asian. Nobody can tell me what I am. This
Yeah,
is who I
yeah.
am, baby. But then we're like, let's look at your
do you
Let's look at your finances.
Yeah, what are you actually made out
What
of
are you
here?
actually? Are you actually black or are you actually Asian? You know, we're looking at so we did a little bit of
He
a.
looks so confused.
We looked
Yeah, I'm
through.
like, where's this going?
We look through some of your food expenses.
Your food categories.
And sort of, groceries, restaurants, we kind of
Yeah.
categorize them, whether
Yeah.
it's black or Asian.
And you found out that I'm Mexican.
And it's
100%. I literally have that on here. According to your food spending, you're actually Mexican. Is literally that's so funny. You spent the most.
Chipotle.
Yeah, you're fucking lying, bro. You're lying to your followers.
You're 100%
bro.
Mexican. Stop playing. Yeah.
That's so funny.
this is very racist, by the way.
It is a very racist game because as we were doing this yesterday, we
wait,
first did
what?
our first version of the analysis. We're like, the only thing you had was Popeyes, and we're like, that's racist. We cannot do it like
Wait,
this.
but I had Oh, yeah, I did have Popeyes.
But once. So it truly was like
One
1%, you're
time.
1% black or whatever. But we're like, that's not fair. So what I did is I went through and I said,
This is hella funny.
let's look at every restaurant, every grocery store, and if it's a place where I would expect to see more Asian people, then it's Asian. If it's a place that if there were more black people than Asian, then I would
We
make
just
it black.
considered it.
Right? So according to our data, you were about 38% black.
Okay. Well, really?
38% TBD. There's a lot of places we
TBD,
did.
that's what I'm
TBD
saying.
is like just random, like
Yeah.
Trader Joe's. Is
Yeah,
that
that's
it's
what
hard,
this-
you
yeah.
know? And then 24% Asian. So it's a good mix. It's a lot of unknown.
Trader Joe's would be white, man. That's white.
Yeah, it's a lot of white, and that's. But it's. I mean, at the end of the day, you are
But
Mexican.
he knew
so.
that you spent he spent $240 in Mexican.
Yeah.
Then do you know what the
Chipotle.
second category you think is?
It's Chinese, right?
Yeah, represent.
He said obviously. What's
Yeah.
third?
Popeyes? I don't know.
No, it's Japanese.
Japanese?
Yeah,
You know I'm pissed.
That's only because Japanese food
it's
is
expensive. That's exactly.
He
what it
got
is.
so excited when he saw the Japanese restaurants. You
No,
ramen,
you went to Nijia.
Daikokuya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't once go to a Korean place. You
And
know
now-
that, right?
And now it's a confrontation.
Now,
This is
almost-
the segment we like to
I
call
almo-
K-Rage.
do you not eat
Can
Korean
you tell
food?
me the Korean food that is good?
Hey!
It's just a question. It's just a question.
Bro, I've been seeing you in K-Town. You
Bulgogi?
are...
No, I love bulgogi, but I went to this place that was so bad. It was horrendously bad.
Where?
And it's like a late night place that people go to.
Okay, you can't-
BTD Tofu House?
I'm not gonna say the name. It wasn't that.
Okay.
You can't go to a
I'm not
late
gonna say the
night
name
spot.
because I don't want to call them out. But like,
We're not
it
that
was
big, but thank you. That's
so bad that I was like, do I like Korean food? I don't think I do. But of
Based
course,
on one
we ordered
experience
so
at
much
a
stuff.
late night.
But it's just one
spot.
kind. Here's the thing. Just like Chinese food, there's so many different kinds of Chinese food. I think that I let that sort of spoil my vision of Korean food because it's just one type of Korean food.
There's disappointment here. There's
Well,
a lot of
let
disappointment.
let that disappointment turn into a learning experience for me, please.
That's so fun.
Okay, all right. But
Yes.
we got to experience good Korean
That's
food
what I'm
because there's,
saying.
there's
There's so
a whole
much.
ass town,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
There's
Yeah.
a whole town
But
full
I'm
of this.
so Chinese that I spend all my time in the Chinese community. I never really go to.
And can I say, you shitting on Korean food, the most Chinese thing you've done on this podcast so far. So I really, you are very Asian in this moment. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Yeah.
see him at all the Koreatown of like events and like with Intercrew and all that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
I need you
But
to
they
They
now.
were
were
Down, he's
serving
hating on the
ramen at
Koreans
the
at
last
Intercrew,
one we
bro.
went to.
Yeah, what kind of? I don't
They
remember,
were serving
but
ramen there.
let's just get some Korean food. We need to
can
do
I,
some
can I
Korean.
also say, just to not to defend him, but
you are now.
No,
what
no,
are you
no,
gonna
no.
do?
No,
No, go ahead,
I
defend
think
me.
Korean friends have the responsibility to take their non-Korean friends out because to his point, it's like I don't know either, and like I want to love more Korean food, but like right now I just know like meat stuff, which I love, but I'm like you said, there's a lot of different Chinese food out there and a lot of different Japanese food out there, but like I just don't really know what to order and stuff, and so
Yeah.
I think I have the potential to love it more. I'm not there yet because I think I'm.
So you're putting the blame on me
It's not a blame.
as
It's not
a
a blame.
friend.
It's not a blame.
Not taking you out because you haven't experienced good Korean
Wait,
food.
hold on. Listen, I feel like the way that Japanese food has been commercialized in America,
Mm-hmm.
it's very clear. Chinese food, to a certain extent, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Panda Express.
Oh, I
there's so
love
much
it.
more than that.
Yeah.
Just like you as a Japanese person,
Mm-hmm.
no, there's so much more than ramen and sushi.
And sushi, exactly, yeah.
But I don't know what that is in Korean
I think it's
culture.
just barbecue right now, and that's not fair.
literally-
That's not
Barbecue.
fair. It's not just
Yes.
barbecue. I
What the
know
hell is-
that.
but that's not
There's BB Go. Have you heard of that?
See, I don't even. You blow my mind right now.
Didn't you do a video with them?
BB Go.
Did you not do that?
Is that
it's
the Lakers sponsor
fried-
on their jersey?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but I don't even know what
He
it
didn't
is.
even know that was food. He thought that was like an app.
Yeah,
He thought that was a cool Korean app.
yeah. Like,
I like that you reference sports over even knowing what the food
that's
was.
what I'm saying because I just have seen it, but
It's-
I'm like, what is that?
It's like a fast food version. It's almost like a Chipotle where they have rice and then you put all the
I
toppings or
love that.
panchan.
That could
Yeah.
replace my Mexican percentage.
They have it at
Yeah.
They have it at all the shopping centers. There are shopping
Yeah.
centers
Yeah.
full of Korean BB Goes. Why don't you guys
Why don't you take us?
Open your
I see you like for
eyes.
5 hours a week. You never take me out.
when have you taken me out?
Well, because no, it's because you're very versed in Japanese food. That's
But if
why.
I
That's
knew,
why. That's why.
I am.
You're
I
versed.
know.
You
I
actually
am.
know more than me
I know,
sometimes
I
because you're from
know.
Torrance.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. And my best friend happens to be
Yeah, that's what
Japanese.
I'm saying. Yeah.
So why don't we experience this?
Why don't we do something tonight?
But now there's this pressure. But most Korean
no
food is
pressure.
still. I cannot believe I'm in a room full
Can I also
right
say?
now.
Can I also say? I know a lot about Chinese food because Chinese food in Japan. If you live in Japan, Chinese food is like a delicacy. It's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
going out for Chinese food.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's not like America where
But
it's
not
like,
Korean food, huh?
it probably is now, but not when I was back then. I remember I didn't know what we say bibimbap.
You have
But I didn't know what that was
a
for a long
whole
time.
ass huge, like a huge town, like 10 minutes from you. You do not have. You also are like 15
But you
probably
gotta know
minutes
where you're
away
going. You
from
gotta know where you're
Korea.
I don't know where I'm
You
going.
have Korean friends. You have Korean friends. We
Are we getting spanked right now? We're getting spanked on this
aggressively,
podcast.
aggressively.
We're getting Korean
So,
spanked. All right, okay, well,
we'll
you
do
know.
it. We'll do a thing.
We'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
A couple other questions I had. You spend a lot on gas, my guy. Over $489 on gas.
Yeah.
To a point where like, are you
We were
paying for someone
surprised.
else? Because
Yeah.
that's a lot for
We
gas.
were
That's a lot.
Yeah.
400 in over 3 months. Well, I guess that's like a little over
It
100
was just
a
you
month.
kept going back a lot within a month, and it was
Let me
like
see.
Well, I
surprising.
drive to work. That's probably why.
Why don't you just sleep over at his place?
I got an extra room, bro.
he has
Come on, bro.
more
We'll
space,
talk shit
and
about
it's right
Koreans.
next
Come
to you.
Yo, but yeah.
Fuck you.
No, it's like, yeah, 6/15, June 15, $34, June 20, $43, June 29. Like, you're filling up, I guess
You
every
go a
5
lot.
to 9 days, you're filling up. What do you drive?
Wow. Honda Civic.
Non-hybrid.
No.
Oh, is it old?
Hybrid.
2017.
What's the mileage on that? What's the MPG on that?
100,000.
No, MPG.
Oh,
MPG.
20.
Yeah, that means once a week.
27?
That's a week. I mean, yeah, it is. It's, you know, we thought it was a lot.
Yeah,
Steffi probably
we just
pays
noticed.
more, but we just noticed it.
I
Just
take.
didn't
You know what?
notice.
It takes $100 now to fill up. Like $98 to fill up my tank right now, and I pay for
Wait,
the
you drive a Jeep?
cheapest. Yes.
Well, that
yes.
makes sense.
87.
Do you go off roading or no?
I
That's a no.
I have.
That's a no,
I have,
ladies and gentlemen.
but
You have once.
I have. I know.
Yeah, but
I
that
liked.
was,
I
that
like
was an
that.
accident.
So that's why I'm asking: is it worth it to have that Jeep?
No, that's why my lease is over. I just extended it, which is a whole process, and then I also have to pay another $120 just to keep it for another 6 months.
I'm so glad that I bought that Civic. I understand the hierarchy of cars.
Yeah.
And I wanted to buy something nicer,
Yeah.
but that shit gives me no problems. And it looks okay.
It's
I could see you-
responsible. It's
even
responsible.
if you get a Marvel movie, I could see you buying a nice car, but you're still
Yeah,
using
you're
the
ripping.
Honda on the day
No,
to day.
one of my
No.
mentors who is like an actor that's been on TV forever
Mm.
has, he's rich. Whenever we hung out, he would drive his like 2004 Eclipse
Mitsubishi Eclipse.
with the burnt top.
Hilarious.
And I'm like, you got these two Lexuses. Why are you driving around this?
Yeah.
He's like, because I put the mileage on this.
Yeah.
And I think the others were leases. You know what I mean? And he has a house. Like, I'm like, oh, you don't give a fuck, huh?
Yeah, but you know what?
That's kind of dope.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
love
roast
that.
Steffi too much because like I do believe that it makes her feel good, that Jeep,
No,
because
that's true.
it is a cool car, and
Yeah.
Steffi really believes in intangible value, and that is something that I'm trying to understand a little bit more.
Fun.
You know what I'm saying?
I spend money
Yeah.
on fun and experiences.
Yeah,
No,
but
I think
the
that's
feeling.
really beneficial too. though.
100%.
I feel like I could do that way.
and,
more.
Yeah.
and we're young now, like we gotta do it now. So I'm always
Yeah.
trying to like be a little bit.
But
you know
I
what I'm
am
saying?
frugal. That's the thing. I do it in certain ways, and I kind of plan it out where it's
Yeah,
not
you're
like
fair. You're fair.
Yeah, I'm not like buying. I don't buy like Gucci bags and stuff.
Ah.
Well, people buy it for you. People buy it for you.
Yeah, people buy it
That's-
for
but that's
me.
Other
That's
thing. She's got sponsors. She got. She got boys. She got boys. She got boys in her Venmo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
She's like, I'm frugal, but it's like you have these weird income streams of other people's
Would you
money.
like sell a Gucci purse if you got it? That
Would I
make
sell
sense.
it? Did you say
Or would
will
you
I?
keep it?
It feels ugly. I've gotten some ugly things, but I feel guilty selling it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll do it
You're a
like
good
after
person.
3.
You're a good person.
Do it after a while. After having
Yeah,
it for a
because
while.
you know what? I do feel like when someone gifts me something, it means a lot to me. Like I
Yeah.
feel like love from it, which sounds strange. So I know that someone did it with intention and like care. So I keep it thinking about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll do that not even carrying it, right? I'll just
Yeah.
like stare at it. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
You know what you spent a lot on, dude? This is not even a cuisine, but you spent a lot on boba.
Uh-huh.
What?
$83.
That's a lot.
$83 in 3 months?
That's 30. Yeah, almost $30.
I guess that's like a 2 a month, I guess, because bobas are kind of expensive now.
No, that's like $30 a month.
That's like 4 a month?
That's a lot, though. I probably have it like once.
But you know what? Let me say something for him. He doesn't drink. I haven't seen you go to a coffee shop once. You went to one Starbucks.
Wait, that doesn't mean I'm drinking boba, though. I could just be going to, is that like 10 ren? Or?
Yeah, it is 10 ren.
Yeah, I don't buy boba there.
What do you buy in there?
I buy the food.
Oh!
Fascinating.
We were confused. We're like,
Yeah.
I just thought, I mean, there's nothing wrong with hot guys drinking boba, but I thought it was kind of funny. But now that you're eating there, you know what I'm saying?
Wait.
Don't look at me like that. It
You
is
don't
fu-
drink-
If you saw a really hot guy drink, that's funny.
Is it?
Is it?
That's funny.
No, that's weird of you, Fumi.
Okay, whatever. Hey, fuck me. Go ahead.
You mean like, is it too delicate? Are you saying it's
I
like a
think it's too-
delicate?
Is it masculine or something?
Boba is very like
Fun.
Taiwanese cute girl vibes, and I am. That's my spirit animal. Taiwanese
Okay.
cute girl vibe. That's, you know what I'm saying. But like when I see a chiseled man drinking it, it's not that it's feminine. It's just more like, I don't.
Did you just call it chisel?
I'm just...
I had a new. I had a
Rate
new
him right
adjective.
now out of 10 right now.
My God, you know what it is, and he's not annoying either, which I love, because hot guys either talk too much or they're annoying. You know what I'm saying? But
It's because he grew up in SGV.
yeah.
God.
You know how to talk
guess.
to us. You speak the Asian language. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Asian Americans have a tempo of speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you understand it.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay,
Oh,
I love
man.
that you're eating. What do you get there?
I get the Luro fan.
What was that?
Like,
What's that?
It's like the shredded beef on rice with an egg and cabbage.
Okay.
And they have Wi-Fi, so I sit there and...
And do
do
some
stuff.
work and okay,
Yeah.
cool. And what happened this one time you went to Popeyes? What was that about?
Sometimes just give in.
Give in to your.
Sometimes just give in.
You just give in.
Well,
Yeah.
you eat healthy. Is that a
Yeah.
thing? You
Yeah.
eat pretty healthy.
And I always regret going and eating fried chicken because I feel like shit mentally and physically afterwards.
But during
during it's
it,
amazing.
it's incredible. It's incredible.
During it's incredible.
It's so good. They have that blackened ranch there.
Oh yeah, I never had that.
Oh, it's so good.
You can
And
actually-
their pie is
Yeah,
amazing.
I think you can actually tell how well somebody's doing like mentally by how often they go to Popeyes. Because when I over the pandemic, I broke up with my girlfriend and I was very depressed and I moved out.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we broke up for like a couple months, and I remember I found myself. I went to Popeyes and I got beignets. And I was like, I need to call someone. I gotta call my mom. I'm getting
You got
beignets.
beignets at Popeyes.
I think, dude, see, people don't even know.
Is it good?
Yeah, it was good in the moment, but I was like, I was just like sad and eating. You know, I was just like,
How
I
much
can't-
weight did you gain in those 3 months?
I think I only did it a couple of times. I don't know. I walk a lot
Okay.
in New York, so it wasn't that bad. But like,
Oh, this is in New York. Okay.
this is in New York. Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. I'm so glad we got into your life, plus Steffi's laundry habits. We love that. Our fans love that. Is there anything you want our listeners to know? Where can they find you in your work?
Ryan Alex H on every platform.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And is there anything coming out that you want to? I guess you can't leave.
No, because I'll get kicked out of the union.
the
so.
strike. Hey, what's good? That was a trick. That was a
Yeah,
trick.
it
I'm
was
a
a trick.
captain for SAG.
Yeah.
You can always follow
passed.
us on all the socials at Cash Cuties Pod. You can also follow me at the Fumi Abe, the CHGFUMIABE.
You can follow my Instagram at bakegoods, BAIKEDGUDS, and go onto my website, steffibake.com, and shout out to our engineer.
So this is our engineer, Domagoy, our video editor, Matthias, and our analyst, Holly Sandler. Thank you so much for helping us out every week. We want to hear about your spending habits. So if you have a funny financial story or like a thing that happened to you at a date that has to do with money, please email us at cashcutiespodcast@gmail.com. Write it out or send us a voicemail that's under a minute, and then we'll talk about it on this podcast.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much.
Love y'all.
We'll see you guys next week. And until then, spend your money wisely.
Or have fun with it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.